Now, there's a certain famous YouTuber out there who, not so long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, maybe less, made a video about a terminal-based web browser, but didn't use it in the actual terminal. Well, in the TTY, let's say this terminal, its browser is Lynx, okay? LYNX, look it up if you don't know about it. It was a nice little browser, very simple. Now, he did the whole, oh my god, I'm using a terminal web browser and wow, this is so incredible. You know, this kind of theatrical stuff, and it's nothing really new. It's just the Lynx web browser. You don't get JavaScript, you don't get whatever. And of course he did it all retro, you know. That's how these videos tend to go. It's retro, how cool is that? Now, I'm not downing Lynx. Lynx is great, but it just made me laugh. Now, this guy is very popular. He gets tens, hundreds of thousands of views on videos like this. Now, if I did it, it would get 0 views. That's fine. I understand. I have no profile. I have no influence in this space. However, as you know, well, let's just say as well, I'm not going to name him, but he used it in the graphical environment. It wasn't used in the TTY. The reason to use it, again, because it's retro, guys. Anyway, I'm not going to be a downer on him. Whatever. He's doing it for the clicks. Whatever. It's funny. Although it wasn't a very funny video. Anyway, I've gone far too long. So why am I doing this video? Well, you've probably seen from the title, we are going to be using Firefox in TTY. And you're probably saying, James, what are you talking about? You can't use Firefox in the TTY. Well, you can. There's a thing called Browsh. I have mentioned it. And yes, it is Firefox. I know there's this weird thing saying it's like a standalone browser. Okay, I'm clearly unreliable. I'm unreliable in this. So we'll look at the documentation a bit. We'll set it up. It's pretty simple to use. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a caveat to this. Okay, and another comment was made that, oh, it uses so much resource. It does. Well, you know, that's fine. And also, just to say about that previous video, isn't it ironic? So, here's a guy who used a text TUI terminal user interface TUI in the terminal, but use it in a graphical environment. Now, I'm going to be using a fully graphical web browser, Firefox, the best web browser of a bad bunch, whatever. I don't care about Chrome. Put it in the comments. I don't care. You can like Chrome, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't even like these things. But there is this project called Browsh, which you can use Firefox in the TTY. And you're also probably saying, oh, James, but these videos have been done before. Browsh, we've seen it all. But isn't it ironic? Find me a video where Browsh has actually been used in this here, the TTY. This is on a virtual machine, whatever. It's still the TTY. This isn't using the graphical environment on this virtual machine, so it still stands. Now, I have tested it on the testing machine, the actual machine, because I haven't used it really for a while. Whatever. I've gone on way too long about this, but I just wanted, again, you know how my intros go. I just want to set a bit of a premise about Browsh. Anyway, let's just get into it because I'm going to go on for so long. There's so much to say about it. Well, why not? Start off with the Wikipedia, okay? Browsh is a web browser that can be run from a terminal client environment such as SSH, okay, and Mosh, or a web browser client. It presents web pages as text. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to be a wrapper for Mozilla. I mean, you can read all this stuff. Who cares? Who cares? This may reception. This may be seen as a modern replacement of links. Here's the irony, right? Here's the irony. Am I going to get hundreds of thousands of views for this video for giving you a full JavaScript, a full web browser in the TTY? Because despite what I say, unfortunately the web is what it is, and you need to have JavaScript. And how amazing would that be to run in the terminal? Now, there are big problems with this, I'll be honest. I will, for those that the uninitiated in Browsh, it's not great. Okay, it's just saying, it's not great, but it's still better than nothing, and I can sort of give you a hint of this and what I kind of do with it, which I will also cover in a future video. Anyway, going on way too long. Here's the web page. Browsh. Browsh is a fully modern text-based browser that renders anything that a modern web browser can: HTML5, CSS3, JS, video, and WebGL. Its main purpose is to run a remote server and access the SSH mosh, blah blah blah. Okay, let's have a look. So you can download it as a static binary, I don't know, or compile it, whatever. Let's just go into the docs, because if you're not using Arch, I don't know why you're not using Arch, but if you're not, you can, let's see, installation. So you need the latest version of Firefox. So just download Firefox. I can show you the obvious in a minute, whatever. If you've got Debian, it's telling you here. I think they're in the main repository. You can even get on Mac. Oh, blimey. And there you go, static binary. Now on Arch it's a bit annoying, it's in the AUR. Well, I say it's annoying. The problem with the AUR is sometimes they don't, nobody maintains the packages, whatever, and there seems to be a bit of drama about it. But I got it working fine, and I presume on my main system it still works fine. So we'll leave this open, because it's got configured. So this is the package, this is the AUR, Browsh, bin, whatever. Yeah, there's a few drama. It's fine, whatever. Right, so do your usual thing. Why do I feel like I'm rushing these videos? I don't want to bore you guys. So let's do it. Sudo pacman -syu. Update your repositories. And also update, I mean, this, I could have just done yay syu, whatever. Taking a moment. It's a bit worried. Why is it taking a moment? That's funny. Okay, so we already got our first drama with Browsh. I installed it, but not necessarily updated it. Make of that what you will. But hey guys, you can always download the static binary. So what you would do, okay, is you would well, let's do it on the virtual machine. Why am I doing it here? Because I need to install it on the virtual machine, okay? So again, sudo, sorry guys, sorry. I am sorry. I should have just gone straight to the virtual machine. Really? Okay. It's one of those videos, I can just tell. If you're still with me already, well done. Well done. I can feel your pain. I can feel your pain. Wow, something funky going. Why did I have noticed this problem a minute ago? Ooh. Let's hope I don't have to abandon this video if you've not abandoned it already. Oh, this is a bit weird, isn't it? This is a virtual machine, I promise. Yeah. I just updated this. Maybe it's a bit annoyed at me. Oh, this is not boding well. Okay. Come on. Devour. Okay, there's some weird stuff going on here. I'm a bit worried about this. Okay. So do yay -s Browsh bin. Let's see what happens. Remember, don't use yay with sudo, whatever you do. It's so weird. Oh god, I hope this video doesn't go on forever, like most of them do. I'm not re-recording it, I'm not. Right, here we go. Hit I for install, I for install. Come on, come on. You can do it, you can do it. Okay, something's happening, something's happening. I do worry about this because this is probably going to run pretty slow on a virtual machine. Yeah, I know. Come on. We're getting there, we're getting there. God, how long is this video already? Too long, too long. Come on, come on, come on. Painful, isn't it? Painful. See, the guy who makes his video about links would never allow this to happen. It would be edited to smithereens. You would never know anything went wrong. But this is not how we do it on this channel. We show everything because we don't care. It's what it is, isn't it? It's what it is. Okay, I think we're getting some finally. Right, installed. Right, okay. Let's get into another graphical environment. What I will do is we'll look at it. We will look at it. So here you go. We will look at it in you can run it in your web browser. Sorry, in your terminal, in the graphical environment, like you would, you know, Firefox or whatever. So this is sort of what it looks like. Now I've done something which helps using it, because if you're using a TTY, there are some problems. So I've got something called Vixen. I probably mentioned it before, and I can go between wherever by using shortcuts. It's not very clear, but I'm moving between pages. Okay, right. That's that. So let's get it running on here, because there is something we need to do. So we need to install Vixen. So that's what I'm going to do. Install Vixen. So we need to do Browsh. So this is what you should do, because we are going to have issues otherwise. So just consider this the setup still, okay? So if you go down to installation and then change to configuration, just scroll to the bottom. Right, this is what we want. Firefox with GUI. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my thing. So go Firefox dot what was it with GUI. Please work. So this should, here we go. Okay, so this loads Firefox as Firefox, right? This is Browsh, but it's Firefox. It's doing something weird. Whatever. Right, we need manage extensions. We want Vixen. I've got a feeling it won't do it from there. Right, so go to add-ons. So come on, Vixen. We're bored of this already. Let's just get this going, right? Yeah, do that, whatever. Okay. So close all this out. Yeah, Vixen is on. Close all this out. Close all this. Clear this. It's probably crashed. So do well, be your super key, Windows key, Shift and Q. I'm using virtual here. I've got it mapped different. So now we can run Browsh. Okay. And so this is still in the graphical environment on my virtual machine, running Browsh, but I should have Vixen. Okay. So yeah, I've got Vixen. Great. So how do we use this thing? Because that's what you want to know now. We've got the setup done. How do we use it? So installation, configuration, key bindings. That's what we want. So I'll just say about configuration. I know I'm getting all over the place. You know how I do it. So you can start with a URL string. So for example, google.com. Okay, well, why not? So startup URL string. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. So to quit this, do Control Q, and you can start up Browsh with startup. Is it startup URL? Oh, forgetting already. What is it? Startup dash URL. There we go. And then, oh yeah, do your HTTPS, whatever. Probably doesn't matter. And we will just go google.co.uk because I'm UK. Hopefully. There you go. So there you go. See? It's working, kind of. Oh no. Reject. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Now, well, maybe another thing to do is do it from the search. Blimey. What else could we use? We could use circs, I guess. Let's try. Let's try circs.be. Let's try that. What could I do? Wibby.me. Oh, here you go. So look, there you go. BBC, Sky News. Okay, and so it should. There you go. See? It's not great. It's not great. I'm not going to lie. It's not great. But just play around, because I'm not going to go over this. I'm not going to go into this forever. So yeah, you've got some more stuff you can start up with, some options and flags, whatever. So now you want to know key bindings, okay? So you've got F1 opens documentation. Now I can't remember if that worked. Oh yeah, you got control as well. So so arrow keys. You got arrow keys for scrolling. Control Q. Control Q to quit, Control I for the URL bar, backspace for history, Control R reload, new page, tab, whatever. And then you've got some miscellaneous. Now this is kind of useful from the TTY. You can take screenshots, I guess, again if you're using this in X11 or whatever. And you can change the monochrome mode. This is kind of useful in TTY. I'll go through this in a minute. And then you can toggle between desktop and mobile agent. Now, I never really found any use for that, but so where shall we start? Where shall we start? So now here's the problem. Here is the problem. Even with Vixen, I find it an issue. Let's do BBC, right? There's loads of information on the BBC, so I'm going to give you an example of it in the graphical environment. So let's do. I'm just going to do it like this. I'm just going to do it like this for a minute. So, and you can script this out, and I will probably go in another video. I'm just going to compare like for like, okay? Like for like. Okay. So be aware, this is loading JavaScript, loading all this stuff. And it's generating like this as pixels. Again, you can look at the technical stuff. We don't care about the technical stuff. Okay, so here we go. Let's go into this article here. Right, and in theory, you should be able to play video. So I'm using page down, whatever to. Now I have had issue with the video before, and it doesn't really work in the TTY, I'll be honest. So you could go on YouTube, again, you play around with it. I'm just showing you this proof of concept, whatever that means. So you can click on links. So the thing is, you obviously can use the mouse. Now there is a thing called GPM, which is like the mouse in the TTY. In theory you can use it, but I tried to install it once. It's like a Go module they made to make it run. I don't know. I had issues back then, and I didn't care enough, because let's be honest about it. If this is the state of it and in this, then you can see where we're going with this, right? We can see, but it works. It works. So if I do Control I can change it to. Is it doing it? Control I. Control I. No. Control I. Okay, what if I do Control Q? Okay, that quit out of it, but I couldn't change. Give it one last go. See if we can get to a URL. Might be because of, I don't know. Why is it? Can you do tab? No. Control tab. Let's do a new tab. There you go. Just do a new tab. New tab. News.sky.com. So how long it's going to take. Oh, okay. Load it up. And then I guess you could do Control W to delete that window. There you go. Okay, so let's come out of that. Right. Now, what you've been waiting for, nobody would show you. God, I hope this works. So we're going to pkill i3. So remember, this is the TTY. I'll prove it to you. So if I do TTY, yep, you're in dev TTY, or if I echo shell, is it shell? No, term, isn't it? There you go, Linux. It's the Linux terminal, right? Now, I hope this works. So we're just gonna load it with nothing. Okay. Look. Oh, I've got the text quite big. That does obviously affect it. So maybe, well, there you go. It kind of works. Now here's the thing. This mouse is my actual graphical environment mouse, but yes, it's working. So yeah, what I will do is I will come out of this. So Control Q to quit, and I will do set font, and then just that will clear. It's just, this is going to be a rendering issue, whatever. It's also using what your terminal width and stuff is. So I guess if I change the font, it's changing the width. So let's try again. Better. So again, this is in the TTY. No X11, no Wayland. Okay, the mouse is not really part of this, so do not worry. Now I've got Vixen installed. So if I hit F, look what it does. It brings up these letter coordinates. Now Vixen is, you use F and other keys, but for example, Browsh, we're hitting the button F, okay, and then the corresponding key. So if you look at downloads, it's got B, docs, C. Let's go into docs. So if I hit C, look, it's gone into docs, is it? No. Try again. F. Okay, let's try B, downloads. Yeah, it's a bit ropey, but look, it's loaded downloads, the web page. This is full JavaScript, this is a full web browser, this is Firefox running in the TTY, no X11, no Wayland, whatever. Magic is running it headless, okay? So it's running in the background, but it's displaying it for the TTY. Magic, okay? Nobody, oh, they maybe have. And this is the whole point of this. If you're in a bit of a bind, whatever reason you needed, let's say, log in something that only ran JavaScript and you couldn't do it with links, but you needed to do it through SSH. If you don't know what SSH is, that's a whole new video, whatever. But just consider it like a server distribution, you've got no graphical environment. You need to get into something. Browsh will do that for you. It's good for that. Very limited, or it's also been considered like good for slow internet. Be aware though, it is a memory hog. I'm not even going to bother showing you how much memory it is, because this video is going on way too long. But there you go, proof of concept. It still works in Arch, whatever. So is there anything else to say? So you can use monochrome, so it's Alt M. So there you go, that might be easier just to see the text. Still, Vixen should still work, so if you see it, I can still, whatever, there you go, gone into the docs. So you hit Alt M again. What else? You got the different modes, isn't it? Again, I'm not going to go through, I know there's not a lot, but I'm not going to go through. So Alt U, I don't really think Alt U does much, but I might be wrong. Mobile user agent active. Has that done much for you? It might be better on, I don't know, news website or whatever stupid website you're on. So here's the downside, guys. You cannot type text. So if, for example, I go Control I and I go Control I, Alt I, so annoying. Now I don't understand what is. It might be my virtual machine, the mapping of my keys on certain things, but am I doing this wrong? Control L. Skill issues. Can't even read the document. So you do Control L for the URL. Okay, so let's go google.co.uk. Now, see what it does. So now in theory you can press F, but it's not loading up the text bar. So I can use Vixen, but I can't type anything, right? Okay, let's try. So let's try a simple one. Circs, okay? Circs.be. This should work, right? Ooh. Don't know what's going on. Again, you can't really use a mouse. Now, you can look up whatever. See if I can get. No. Still says loading. You can't type in it. It's not gonna allow you to type. You can only do that in the other environment. It's just the way it is. Anyway, I think my camera's running out of time. Even my camera's had enough of me. So You know the stuff, you read the documentation, I'll put all the links in here. So what else is there to say? What else is there to say? So what you can do, well, with Circs, let's go into Circs, okay? Let's go into Circs, or you can do it with Google, whatever, be, right? So if you put in a search query, let's put in BBC. It's not a good idea, is it? What am I doing? Doesn't really work. Let's go Google. Let's go Google. Okay. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. This will be the last bit. So if I go BBC, look at this. Okay. What? So it does search $Q equals. Okay. So if I go back into here. Okay. So if I do Browsh startup URL, I do HTTPS / hope you can read this, and I go into, what is it, search $Q, UK, search $Q equals, and I do BBC. Let's do that. I think that's right. Okay, let's see what happens. Now in theory it should just bring up a search page with BBC. Hope so. Can I get out of this? I hope I can get out of this. Here's the other thing, you might need to set up like no cookies and all that. But anyway, look at behind there. Look behind there. You can see, just see BBC. Look where my mouse is. So it worked. I proved it. You can search, okay, and then you can use Vixen to get whatever link you want, and you can read that page. So what's the answer? Well, before this video runs out, you script it. So you have a script where you search. I use this, so you put in whatever your search query is, and then it takes a variable of that information and it puts your new variable, your new string of text in whatever. You know how, I'll go into this stuff in the future, don't worry about it now, but that's the basics of it. That's how you use it in TTY if you want a proper desktop environment. If only there was a frame buffer version, if only the frame buffer had a web browser. Now I think technically there has been an attempt to do this in the past. That's a whole new video. This has gone on way too long. Even I've had enough. You've probably had more than enough. I'm signing off. Whatever. That is it. Okay. You know what to do. Do the fake YouTube thing. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. That's it. I'm out.